interview today be on the 6th of December, and make una share the video.
What has happened, and you alluded to the fact that we are seeing movements, maybe based on what Donald Trump has said, and you're saying that this government seems to have woken up.
They're not working. When you do something based on eye service, it's not that you're working. What they are doing is to try to stop Donald Trump from carrying out some of his threats and some of his warning against the planned action they intend to take.
So whatever they are doing now under this Tinubu government is to please Trump.
It's to please Trump. It's cosmetic in the nature that all they want is to be able to how much have they spent?
Is Tinubu afraid of Trump?
Of course, even most of his party men have said it. Even Akpabio said that Trump is watching over them and Trump is stressing them. So the fact remains.
Why would Tinubu be afraid of Trump?
Because we have not built our system in a way that will be
self-sustaining. We're a sovereign state.
We're a sovereign state in one ground where the bandits have taken control of Zamfara, of Katsina, have taken control of major cities of this country. They're collecting levies and taxes. What is sovereign about that? I've read about sovereignty. I know about territorial protection of our territorial integrity. Which one are they protecting? As we're talking today, 300 and something children from the Catholic school in Nigeria are still in captivity. And we negotiated with Bandi to be able to release the one that was taken in Kebbi.
No, so the government said
there was negotiation, because as soon as they said, they called the people, they discussed with them. So there was negotiation. And you don't know what negotiation, something happened. In fact, I believe that something the exchange has, and they are further enriching and expanding the Bandi.
But you don't have evidence to prove
that. It's my belief and it's my personal opinion.
But the government said there was no kobo that was exchanged.
Section 40.
Yeah. The government said there's no kobo that was exchanged.
How much has the government come out clean to tell us what kind of communication happened between them and the bandits? That the government know where the bandits are, and that the bandits are afraid of the actions of the government, and the government will take care of them. Is it that the government is playing tricks with us, or they are trying to manage a way that the banditry is also part of a system that keeps people in power?
Are you one of those who are doubting or overthinking how some of the Kwara, some of the Kebbi students and Kwara worshippers were released? Because there are those who say, how did you release them? If you actually went to take the war to them, wouldn't you have killed any one of them? There are those who are of the school of thought. There are those who will say, maybe there are other means by which the government, and what the most important thing is that we got them out.
There's no other means. If you go to get them out, there will be confrontation. There'll be a change of some kind of actions or bullets. And at the end of the day, there will be casualties or some sort of injury. But what we got is the fact that even the spokesman to the government, Bayo Ononuga, said they communicated with the bandit. There was a communication. There was a discussion.
Is that a crime?
So yes, we can't share our territory with people who are hell bent in destroying it. With people who have already undermined our sovereignty, people who have already undermined our government. These people are on TikTok. They are saying us things against the government.
There are soft targets, those who are in captivity.
There's no need of talking
innocent ones that we need to get out. They are primary, don't you think?
See, I've done research about vulnerability of the schools, why they go to vulnerable school, because they are children and they can actually take them without them screening or fighting for help. But you can't be in government. And you saw this had happened before, and you cannot put strategy in place to arrest it. There are a lot of technology now. You can plant sensor cameras around the school. We don't have security. Most of these schools are not fenced. They don't have
parameter fencing. Safe school initiative.
Well, it is not working.
The NSCDC is meant to safeguard.
It's not working. Let's drop in lip service to these things. We don't even see the resources, where the resources going. Today we have a situation where 14.2 million pounds was spent in NNPCL office in London. For what? You have a situation where another was spent for entertainment. How much was that? About 30 billion naira was spent for entertainment at the National Oil Company of Nigeria office. You have about 17.5 trillion spent on securing pipelines. What kind of security are you offering? That is more than 12 years of subsidy we have paid. You have 7.something trillion that was also paid for subsidy in 2024. When the president said in 2023, May 29, that the subsidy was gone. So we don't have a government that is accountable to our people. They're not giving us enough record of what they are earning and what they are spending. You go wake up and say, no, our reserve has increased. But you say that is the highest reserve in the last 7 years. But this is still the APC government. You are indicted. You cannot disassociate yourself from the APC mismanagement and destruction of our economies.
You seem very dissatisfied with this government.
Sincerely, this government has really disappointed everybody, including their party members. They're just pretending. It's got most of them on the table. They're enjoying what they call table manners. But the truth remains that this government has failed the people. You can't imagine the level of poverty in rural communities.
Can you say a government has failed? This is half time, 50% into the journey, and that those will say, oh, maybe at some point you will see traction, and maybe allow this government to be able to live up to the third year, towards the fourth year, a lot. Then you will be able to judge. there are football games that we see at halftime that it will be 0-0, and at the end of the day, the game might end 4-0.
No, this is government, and this is about the lives of our people, and it's a serious business. It's not football. This is about people's standard. You have to measure people's standard of living, whether people are doing well, where have they put the money? As our investors are not getting better funding, as are not getting their money.
Students are getting loans.
But loan at how many percentage of people in school? So we have a challenge. You look at how much they say they've spent in giving to the less from the humanitarian ministry. Most of the family members can't get the money. So there's a corruption issue, and there's a gap in the management of the public financing. If we need to get things right, we need to have a government that is transparent. As I speak to you, there was a portal during Jonathan time that every amount of money government spends, whatever comes into government, is publicly displayed, and people go there. The APC government have shut it down. Without transparency, you cannot say there's no corruption.
Would it be fair to this government to have to be alleged to now inferring that this government is corrupt? On what basis would you say this government is corrupt?
I've given you statistics of how much they spend. You can't spend 17.255 trillion and say you are securing a pipeline.
But these are inherited. These are things that have come over the years.
Look, government is a continuum. Talking about ABC.
But would you say the Tinubu government is corrupt when you're talking about?
Has he reviewed this process? Has he looked at it? Why do we continue to pay such amount of money? Why are we investing where it's not impacting on the life of the vast majority of people? Tell me which of the federal medical centers has Tinubu invested money? Tell me which of the national hospital, where is he investing money? Tell me of the national teaching hospitals that we have across Nigeria, from OAU to how they call it, Nnamdi Azikiwe and all of that. Where have they invested the money? So there's no money. They are not caring for the people. These people are always interested in the fact that they can get health care from foreign countries, and their doctors are there. They can tell you there's no country in the world where the president will always tell people that he's going for medical support.
Chivame, are you being critical only because you are a Peter Obi supporter, and you are not seeing any good at all in what his government has done in the last 2 years? Some of the things that you have punctured tonight, I mean, there are things that this government will come out to say in health, this is what we have done. In infrastructure, this is what we have done. In education, this is what we have done. But you don't seem to see any good at all in this government. Is it because of your bias?
No, you have known me for a long time. I've been talking about good governance for a long time, and that's the major reason why I will support Peter Obi, not for anything, because it's not. If people joining the APC, they don't have any specific credentials that I don't have. I have a lot of friends there, and a lot of them are there. I could have just joined, but the fact remains that there are clear terms. The president have not shown me that the table established for transparency, that they are ticking it. All the checkpoints, they are ticking it. You talk about 750 kilometer coastal highway of Lagos Calabar. How was the contract awarded? It was shady. There was no public bidding. There was nothing. It was just taken and given to one contractor that happens to be his friend. You talk about trying to bring somebody from Belarus to bring mechanized equipment for agriculture. He said the person was his classmate in Chicago. This is what you don't even take in normal government cycles where we learn the democratic practice from. Look at Canada. The whole mayor was asked to resign because she flew a private jet with her family to attend the burial of Nelson Mandela, and they said that private jet is meant for it's an official use. You can't use it for family and friends. So we get it right, because we're not just looking at government from the fact that people come to make press conference or people talk about how much money they've earned or how much they're spending. We're looking at what you need to do. What are you doing to make the life of the people? The vast majority of our people are suffering, and they can relate. People talk about we're not critical. No, ask yourself.
So you think that that's a good decision?
Where did you see people? Look at the people.
Is this a good decision?
It's a good decision for me.
What about the decision of the president to withdraw protection for VIP, to go back for them to go into normal policing duty?
You see, I think there are too many comfortable situations for people who are in government, and because of that, they are not thinking of the care of the people. Because everybody's just having police, even House of Rep members, senators, everybody now, private citizens are getting police. It's not a problem anywhere in the world, but the fact that we don't have enough policemen, what the president should have done, you don't do anything in hasty. It is a hasty decision and impulsive decision that the president took in May 29, 2023 that have left us into this level of poverty. Because if the president have relaxed to be able to study the oil industry, look at the downstream and look at all the challenges that are there, then the president would have taken an informed decision that would have not skyrocketed the cost of transportation that eventually affected the cost of goods and services. So if you want to withdraw, I think the president should have been able to establish a model for recruitment that within so time and in the next 1 year we'll be able to recruit 100,000, not the one that will eat agbado and corn and this, the one really policemen that will be professionally trained, because most of these communities you will not find any policemen. And that's why I also support the CJ Musa when he says that soldiers should be withdrawn from federal highway. Why soldiers doing checkpoint? But when we have civil defense, we have police. And you can't destroy institution, because people must understand that keeping the Inspector General of Police beyond his time is also affecting the junior officers' morale, because there are people, you look at the level, how growth happens in public service. When a person takes off his time, serves 35 years in service, or attain a certain age and leaves, the next person will come in. But if you do government of patronizing government, where you patronize friends and family, because the current IG, you felt it should be there, that's only you can have trust. You must have trust in the constitution of this country. You must have trust in the foundation of the laws that establish these institutions and this framework that kept them in place to work and respect the constitution of our country. So the president is not playing this management of our public engagement very well. He should be able to allow people who time have come to go, so that you can build public trust and also build morale within the forces. So from there you can have a process where people can really defend.
So you do not think President Tinubu has done the right thing, or is at the driver's seat in terms of decision making over security situation in this country?
No, he hasn't. The only decision he took is because of Trump. He hasn't taken any decision all this while. He didn't even care. I didn't even see him doing anything. It was because of Trump and one, it was because for his own safety, and it's selfish, because we had a rumor that there was a coup in this country, and suddenly we saw that the service chief was changed, and that is personal, because I do not see those level of enthusiasm on his own part to say, look, let me go here, let me go here. How many places has he visited? How many places has he been able to comfort people? Look at what happened at Capitol Hill the last time, at the presidential American White House, where 2 personnel were shot. What happened? The president addressed the nation. The national security advisor addressed the nation. Everybody was addressing the nation, including the mayor of Washington. But we are having people, getting kidnapped. People are shot and killed in the church at Kwara. And you never seen the president to come out and speak with the people, because it's about compassion. You must be able to relate and sympathetic to the well-being of our people, because people are missing it. The primary purpose why government was created is not for government to build school. Yeah, you could build school. This is, you captured it in section fundamental principle of state policy, but it is not, that will come up. But the primary purpose is the security of life and property, because it is when property and life are secure that people flourish. Because if you have a property and you can't live there, you can't flourish. Right. If you have a community, you can't travel there, the community won't flourish. So government has failed in making sure this fundamental objective, primary objective of government, to secure the lives and property of our people, is in safe hands.
You recently referred to the security situation in the north central region of the country as a massacre. Does this mean that you agree with former U.S. President, the U.S. President Donald Trump's characterization of the situation as Christian genocide?
For me, I think there's a lot of killing. And I think the killing is one-sided, to be sincere with you. We've not seen, I've not seen, any evidence where, Christians are leading a crusade, to kill anybody. And I think that the level of genocide that is happening, is the responsibility of government to stop it. It is not in me to give it a narrative or to give it a definition.
So you're saying there's Christian genocide?
There's a genocide in this country.
Is there a Christian genocide?
It could be ethnic, it could be it could be regional, and it could be a Christian one. It could be take any form.
What do you think is going on?
What I feel is that there's a massacre in this country, and it's a genocide against the minority and the Christian population of the Middle Belt. There's no doubt. We can't color it, because you can't come to a community in Yawata and wipe out 200 and some people overnight, and you tell me that we should not say that there's something going on. You can't go to Biron, go to Riom, go to Bokos, and people are dying. No, we shouldn't continue like that. Yes, there are people dying on the both 2 sides of the divide, but leaders in the north must wake up, and they must be sincere to themselves. Because people who started this problem were doing it based on their political selfish interest, by creating a system that eventually, has gone beyond the reach and control of their own people. And the only way we can stop it, there was a time in this country I didn't believe that the Nigerian can strip, put a bomb on himself and explode. I didn't believe it. I was sitting with all my friends who were generous today, but they were, junior officers at the time. We were talking about, I said, no, it can't happen in Nigeria, until I lost a relative. So it is a very bad situation that is going on. And the only way we can save it now is that Nigeria has become a very lucrative center for banditry, for those who want to make money. We have one of the most porous border crossing in the world. You are from Niger to Cameroon and the Chad border. People are just crossing.
I mean, so it comes to the point that some of your friends are in Washington D.C. and they are the ones pushing the Trump administration that there is Christian genocide and that this government is killing Christians.
I've never had a friend per se that I would say is in the US.
When I say your friends, those of, I mean, there are information as to the fact
there
that
could be
those whom you have
country.
political association and affiliation with are in Washington D.C. and they are the ones pushing this narrative against Nigeria.
There's nothing like that. The people pushing this narrative are people who are in government today. It is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It is the APC, them Shehu Sani, all of them who were posting on Twitter, including Omokri, who were writing on Twitter, who were speaking to the US government that there's Christian genocide in this country. Go and look at it, the records are there. They can delete it. The Nigerian public knows the truth. They were the one pushing it. But today, this document have come to the forefront of discussion. And the American government is treating their proposal and their petition to the government. So they cannot deny it. And I cannot say that I have any person. If I have a person in the United States that they pushing it, I will be here and I will admit it. There's nothing to run about and there's nothing to hide. But the fact that I have nobody in the United States today that I've seen pushing, apart from the information that I've seen during the Jonathan regime, Jonathan administration, where Bola Ahmed Tinubu categorically made statement that there's Christian genocide. When I've seen some from Shehu Sani, when I've seen from Reno Mokre and others, they've made this statement more than several times, and they've also communicated this statement to the United States. So for the challenge we have is that people are not willing, people are not consistent in their principles and in their public statement. They will say one thing tomorrow and change tomorrow. You can never find that with me. Whatever I said last year, 10 years ago, even on your show or wherever you have interviewed me, I've stood by them, because I believe that no man should be so inconsistent that people will not know where he stands in times of crisis. Today, these challenges that we have today is critical, and we will need support, international support, in whichever manner, to be able to make sure that we stop we eradicate these people who are bent on making Nigeria go on their knees to beg them to have a place to sleep at night. People can no longer sleep with their eyes closed. That's not the kind of country I envisioned when I was growing up.
I still remember Nandoli Onyame Jesus, an Hollywood actor and their top content creator. Now, wow, this one is another bombshell. Yes, you have heard. What is your topic? What is your suggestion? What do you say over it? How do you see this? That is that our country Dom Dabalu said that this government have failed us. Is that true? Drop it at the comment section and drop your reason. If it is not true, drop it at the comment section and drop your reason. The name is Onyame Jesus. Don't forget, and you're watching Onyame Jesus TV. Now, have you subscribed to my YouTube channel? If yes, congrats. If no, go and do that now and on the notification button. So at the time I drop a video, I come live, you'll be the first to grab.